Hi there, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Welcome to TCM, where tonight's lineup will be dedicated to heavenly hosts. I know what you're thinking, but I am not talking about myself. I have never been described as heavenly. Charming, sure. Witty, of course. Well-dressed, roguishly handsome has been said by some, but I don't let that stuff get to my head. Throughout the month, as part of our celebration of the season, we're highlighting cinematic visits from on high, mostly. We do give one night to a fallen angel who resides below us, but generally, we're focused on divine forces that show a keen interest in human affairs. Tonight, that divine intervention manifests itself as romantic guidance. In the movies, angels rarely show up in robes and halos with wings. Wim Wenders' Wings of Desire and Aziz Ansari's recent release Good Fortune both succeed in surprising us because the angels in those films have rather rudimentary wings. For the most part, tonight's angels eschew wings for wingtips, appearing as dapper, charismatic guides to wayward mortals. We begin with a bespoke James Mason playing the angel in question. From 1956, he stars alongside Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in Forever, Darling. Arnaz plays a research scientist so tied up in his drive to develop a new pesticide that he neglects his wife. That's Lucille Ball. Of course, I don't have to tell you that Lucy and Desi were a real-life couple, stars of the most important sitcom in history. Forever, Darling came to theaters early in 1956, while I Love Lucy was in the middle of its fifth of 6 seasons. Anyway, Lucy, the forsaken wife, has a guardian angel who happens to look like her favorite movie star. That's how James Mason enters the picture. Forever, Darling marked the first film in a 2-picture deal Lucy and Desi signed with MGM, capitalizing on the couple's continued reign at the top of the TV universe. Lucy and Desi had enormous success with their debut feature, The Long, Long Trailer, an MGM production released 2 years earlier. MGM studio boss Dory Sherry suggested dusting off an unproduced script the studio purchased in the 1940s. To direct this one, Ball called up Alexander Hall, an old boyfriend and mentor, who she actually dumped when she met Desi. Hall was grateful for the gig, though it quickly became clear his role was largely symbolic. Lucy and Desi largely directed themselves. They knew better than anyone what made them funny. Lucy and Desi originally wanted Cary Grant as the angel, but they couldn't afford his asking price. Moreover, it was a role he'd already played in The Bishop's Wife, which we'll see later tonight, by the way. Fortunately, James Mason had no qualms about being divinely cast. The movie, however, did not come close to the success of The Long, Long Trailer, turning the 2-picture deal into a one-off. From 1956, also with Louis Calhern, this is Forever, Darling. Critics were not kind to Forever, Darling when released in 1956. Audiences made the same unfortunate assessment. In what must have been a stunning development to Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, who were the queen and king of television, the owners of Radio City Music Hall refused to premiere Forever, Darling, calling it substandard. Man. Turns out the owners of Radio City Music Hall might have been right. Forever, Darling either barely made money or lost a little, depending on how you figure the accounting. Their co-star, James Mason, must have enjoyed his time in the clouds because he again memorably played an angel 22 years later, the head angel in charge in Warren Beatty's spectacularly moving and funny Heaven Can Wait from 1978. Heaven Can Wait was a remake of a film called Here Comes Mr. Jordan, which was the name of Mason's character in Heaven Can Wait. Alexander Hall directed Here Comes Mr. Jordan in 1941. Hall's final film as a director was the movie we just saw, Forever, Darling. Now, try to guess what our next film is. That's right, you got it. The Attack of the Giant Leeches. Now, Robert Montgomery, Claude Rains, Evelyn Keyes, and James Gleason star in Here Comes Mr. Jordan. Next on TCM.
Next on TCM, here comes Mr. Jordan, then the bishop's wife, and later, Carousel. What goes around comes around on TCM tonight.